Welcome to Mrs. Moneybags Live. This episode is sponsored by QuickEquity.ca, getting you to your money fast by providing customized mortgage solutions to clients all over Canada. I am your host, Nicole Williams, aka Mrs. Moneybags, Mortgage Agent Level 2. We go live Monday to Friday. We're keeping you posted on the latest financial developments, market trends, and economic news, helping our viewers make informed decisions about their money. Reminder to do your own research. Our content is intended to be used for information purposes only. Let's get into it. So let's start with today's mortgage industry headlines. So here is your summary of mortgage and housing news from across Canada for Tuesday, January the 9th, 2024. So how was your day, everyone? Let's get into it. So Tuesday, January the 9th. Can you believe it's the 9th already? So Metro home sales surged in December despite an annual slump. So Metro Homes sales surged in December despite annual slump. Home sales surged in most of Canada's large metro areas in December, despite total 2023 sales being well down from 2022. I think we all know that. In Toronto, for example, December sales were 11.5% higher compared to a year ago, while total 2023 sales were down over 12%. Calgary saw December sales surge nearly 14% year over year, while their 2023 as a whole was down 8% from 2022. And in Montreal, the cumulative sales were down 14.3% from 2022, making 2023 the least active year for the city's real estate market since 2000, according to economists from National Bank. It was a similar story for average asking prices, which were up between 2% and 5% in most metro areas, but were down on average between 3% and 6% on a full year average basis. Calgary once again stood out from other markets where average prices were up over 10% in December and 6% higher in 2023 compared to 2022. Calgary looks like they have something going on here. Like, everyone was up in December, as we can clearly see, but their numbers were down compared to that of 2022. However, Calgary seems to be an anomaly, as their prices again were up over 10% in December and 6% higher in 2023 compared to 2022. High borrowing costs coupled with unrealistic federal mortgage qualification standards resulted in an unfavorable home ownership market for many households in 2023. This is noted by Jennifer Pierce, the incoming president of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, so TREB. With that said, relief seems to be on the horizon. Lower interest rates could fuel a rebound in 2024. Analysts suggest ongoing demand by way of strong population growth in 2024, alongside falling interest rates, could help support increased home sales this year. Most economists are forecasting at least a full percentage point worth of rate cuts by the Bank of Canada in 2024. Meanwhile, fixed mortgage rates continue to fall thanks largely to lower bond yields, which is helping to ease qualification challenges for new home buyers. So it's easing the qualification challenges for new home buyers because the interest rates are coming down. Lower rates will help alleviate affordability issues for existing homeowners and those looking to enter the market. Activity is still quiet, but even a hint of a firmer demand or supply balance amid pending rate cuts could readily fire the sector back up again. This is according to the BMO chief economist, Douglas Porter, who wrote in a research note. So pretty interesting to know that December was a great month for most of the metropolitan areas. Um, as we can see, everyone seemed to be up in December compared to the year over year numbers or that of the numbers in general for 2023. Although they ended the year on a decline from 2022, Calgary, we see, was an anomaly where their actual sales exceeded that of 2022. What are your thoughts on this? Very interesting take. Again, as a mortgage agent, I was seeing that there was a lot of activity in December, more so than normal. Simply because clients were starting to see and hear and feel the interest rates starting to slightly come down on the fixed rates. And we had we had the pause on the overnight rate, which also helped with clients who were in variable rate type products. So what are your thoughts on the fact that December seemed to be a prosperous month for most metro areas within Canada? What are your thoughts? Type them in the comments below. Very interesting. And I'm actually very curious to know what made Calgary do exceedingly well compared to all the other cities. I would love to get more information on that. How about you? Drop it in the comments below, or maybe you in the comments could help share and shed some light as to what Calgary experienced, which was so different than many of the other cities within the country. Let's get to another article. So 82% of Canadians believe the country is in a recession. This is according to a survey. So 82%, that's high percentage, right? So 82% of Canadians believe the country is in a recession. This was according to a Nanos survey. A new survey suggests that most Canadians are pessimistic about the outlook of the economy in 2024, as well as their own finances. The online survey conducted by Polaris Strategic Insight found that 52% of respondents believe the Canadian economy will worsen this year, while 24% said they expect the economy to not change, and 15% believe it will improve. Pessimism about the state of the Canadian economy was highest in Quebec and lowest in Ontario. The information you need to know sent directly to you. In addition, 82% of respondents nationwide said they believe Canada is in a recession. Polaris said that this is the third highest total since polling on this question began in 2001. While Canada has not yet seen 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, which has been a working definition for a technical recession often used in the media, some economists say Canada is already in a recession on a per capita basis, given that immigration has driven much of Canada's positive economic growth. Nearly half, 46%, also said they expect to fall behind financially in 2024, while 38% expect to keep pace, and 8% believe they will more than keep pace. Grocery prices also remain the top financial concern for Canadians, with 44% identifying food costs as a major source of stress, followed by housing expenses, gas prices, and heating bills. Stress about the cost of gas has gone down since last year, as gas prices have dropped considerably since the peak in June of 2022, where it exceeded $2 per liter in most cities. The cost of food at grocery stores is a top concern across all regions and age groups. However, people in Atlantic Canada were more likely than other regions to be concerned about home heating bills, with 37% of Atlantic residents saying this is a major source of stress. In Atlantic Canada, nearly a third of households rely on home heating oil, which is uncommon in other parts of Canada and is more expensive than other types of home heating systems. Younger Canadians were also more likely to identify housing expenses as a major stressor. Of the respondents aged 18 to 34, 45% said this was a major source of stress, while just 19% of those 65 and over said the same thing. When asked about what words describe their feelings about their personal financial situation, confident and calm were the two most common words among homeowners with mortgages paid off. Meanwhile, renters and homeowners paying mortgages said they felt worried and upset. 19% of respondents said they think they or a family member may lose their job in the next 12 months, reflecting a downward trend from 2021, when 35% reported worrying about potential job loss. Fear of job loss was most common among those who work blue-collar jobs, as 34% answered yes to this question. Very, very, very interesting to see the results and to hear and read them with you from this actual survey. The pessimism that Canadians are feeling when it comes to the outlook surrounding the economy is actually a lot higher than I anticipated. I know 2023 had us all experience an economy that we haven't experienced for some in decades, and for some in their whole lifetime. But it's very interesting to know that with coming from and coming out of 2023 and all that 2023 basically provided us, that people are still pessimistic about the future. What are your thoughts about the future of the Canadian economy or the global economy at that? What are your thoughts? Are you as pessimistic about the outcome, about your family finances? Drop some comments below. Let us know how you are thinking, and what do you think about the survey and the fact that 82% of Canadians believe the country is in a recession. What are your thoughts? Do you believe we're in a recession? Type yes now or no if you don't. Very, very interesting. Let's get into another article. So, city plans to boost affordable housing draws interest from 49 developers and community groups. Okay, so the city plans to boost affordable housing draws interest from 49 developers, community groups. We're looking at London. This is London, Ontario. Okay, moves also clear way for 2 city-owned parcels to become new housing. A total of 49 developers, planning consultants, and community groups have signed up for London's plan to fast-track construction of thousands of new affordable housing units over the next 2 years. London is getting $74 million to tackle the housing crisis. Here's what the mayor wants to do with it. With London's housing supply lagging well behind demand, the city has issued a request for proposals from companies and community groups to get new units built quickly. At the current stage of the process, the city is looking for organizations and companies to apply for the pre-qualification, a first hurdle that will allow them to bid on housing projects in the next 3 years. The groups that have applied are varied and include established developers such as Sifton, Tricar, and Old Oak, and builders such as Ellis Dawn. Consultants such as Dillian Consulting and Stantec have also applied for pre-qualification, along with community groups like Youth Opportunities Unlimited and Habitat for Humanity. Groups that clear the pre-qualification phase, which close next week, will be able to bid on projects that form part of the city's plan to build 3,000 affordable units by 2026. About 2/3 of those units are expected to be paid for with the $74 million in federal funding announced last fall, when the Forest City became the first in Canada to access a new housing accelerator fund. So this is very interesting as far as what's happening in London. So we saw yesterday, with the conversion of commercial units into residential units, that it looks as though many and all municipalities are doing their best to try to tackle the shortage in which we have in housing. And not only the shortage that we have in housing, but ensuring that it's accessible and affordable for all, right? And when we say accessible and affordable, it really has to be accessible and affordable. So we can't be sending people to Timbuktu. So it's good to know that the City of London is stepping up to the plate and allowing for these companies to bid on the development of their actual plan over the next 2 years. So it does seem very hopeful in the sense that, as I said, municipalities are seemingly trying to tackle the housing concerns in which we are faced with. Again, not only did we already have a housing shortage, with the increase in immigration due to refugees, students, and just normal immigration, there tends to be even a greater need in today's economy than ever for solutions such as what the City of London is working on and trying to achieve. And the fact that so many developers and community groups are stepping up to the plate to put their hats in to say, okay, well, I want to be a part of this opportunity and to put my bid through, it does give us hope. And what we're hoping is that the costs don't erode the budget. So we're hoping that not only will the developers be able to plan and do great with the project, but do it within the confines, within the budgets in which they're given. Because that's the other flip of the coin, is that we hear the budget is 74 million, which came in federal funding, which was announced last fall. We want to ensure that that 74 million can be stretched as far as it possibly can. So there we have it. Those are the 3 articles that we're going to discuss today, okay? And just kind of review. So again, the metro areas in Canada overall in December saw a surge in their actual sales, although outside of Calgary, all of these areas were down year over year compared to 2022. So yes, they had a successful December. It just wasn't successful enough to erode what was from the previous 2022 numbers, okay? Also, when it comes to the confidence of our Canadians, a lot of people are not feeling super confident with the economy because 82% of those surveyed believed that the country is in a recession. Do you believe with these, do you agree with these results? Do you believe that Canada is currently in a recession? What are your thoughts on that? Drop your comments below. If you haven't already, drop your comments below. And again, the City of London, like other municipalities, are doing their best to start tackling the need for housing. And what they've done is they have put it out there, and basically there's a lot of interest from developers and community groups to be a part of providing a solution, okay? So with that being said, let's get into our financial tip of the day, okay? So I know we are talking about recessions and people's confidence not being there and just the cost of everything and cash flow. My whole thing is track your expenses. Let today be the day where you track your expenses. Let's know where our money is going. Let's decide that we have the power to truly attain wealth, but it does start with being a good steward with what we already have. So when I say being a good steward, that is being able to appreciate and acknowledge and know where you currently are spending your current resources, right? So having a good grasp of knowing where your funds are currently going through the usage of budgets. Some people use the cash and envelope system. There's a lot of computerized budgeting apps that are available. My whole thing is, in order for us to get to that next level, we have to prove that we have total control of our current lives, our current financial situation. And if you are similar to the respondents within that survey that do feel that we are in a recession and that your financial confidence isn't necessarily as strong as you would like it to be, this activity is crucial for you. Tracking your expenses, knowing where your money is going, becoming accountable first to yourself. It does allow for the opportunity for more to come in. And then not only that, it's being a good steward with what we have. Okay, remembering to be a good steward with what we have. Okay, so today's Mrs. Moneybags affirmation of the day is: I release all negative beliefs about money and invite wealth into my life. Okay, so I release all negative beliefs about money and invite wealth into my life. So let's say it together 3 times. I release all negative beliefs about money and invite wealth into my life. I release all negative beliefs about money and invite wealth into my life. I release all negative beliefs about money and invite wealth into my life. That is all the time we have today. Thanks for watching Mrs. Moneybags Live. See you tomorrow.